Thanks for joining me. I'm Lou. I want to talk about how you're sitting at your desk. Now, for me, this is a very good chair. I don't care about the back of it because I usually don't lean back. If you have a super fancy office chair that makes that possible, great. But for now, I'm going to be talking just if you're trying to sit in very good posture, you're doing desk work, and it might be getting a little too much. Now, what we've been trying to teach people for about the last 30, 40 years is this perfect ergonomic alignment. I'm sure you've seen that. The knees should be bent at about a right angle. You should have a right angle at the hips. You should keep the chest lifted. You should lower the shoulders down your back. You should have your elbows at a right angle. It's important where your keyboard is, yada, yada, yada. You know all that, right? So doing this for the last 30 years, we found out that if people do this for 8 to 12 hours a day, they're still going to be hurting. Because the problem is not so much whether you might be slouching a little now and then. The problem is more that you're in the exact same position for too long. That's why it's such a great idea if you have a desk that you can lower and raise. Best would really be if you just have to push a button and you can do it however you feel. You can stand for a little bit. You can sit down again. And it's also a good idea to just sit in slightly different positions. You can bring the legs over to one side. You can bring them over to the other side. Obviously, it is not great to cross them because you're cutting off circulation, but keep a little bit more in movement. Moving the feet around really helps the circulation in the legs because really there's no other way for the blood to come from the veins back towards the heart than movement in the legs. This literally pumps it through the veins to come back up. If you're not moving your legs, it just stays stagnant in here. That's why it's so easy to get varicose veins when you're sitting in an office for too long. Now, I know you have tons of things to do and there are 200 unread emails and you need to get through. So what I recommend a lot is that you set yourself a timer. And you can just use a timer on your phone, or you can use something like the Chrome browser's extension. It's called Marinara. That sets up a 20 to 25-minute time period. You can choose that. And then you will have a thing come up on the screen that tells you to take a break. And here's the great news. You don't need to have a long stretching routine. You really only need to get out of this position you've been in. So if you're in the middle of this very important project, I know how it goes. And then this alarm goes off or that notification comes on. You think, oh, I have no time to stretch. Let's get rid of this. Keep going, keep going. I have to finish this project. Right? We've all been there. So what I want you to do is just take 10 seconds. That's all I'm asking for. If you don't have time, really, just bring your arms backwards a little bit. Just bring your legs into a slightly different position. Just move them around a little bit. You can get straight back to it. The important thing is only to get out of the position you were in every 20 minutes or so. Don't stay in the same position for a whole hour. If all you're doing is a little bit of this, you can add a yawn. Bring your arms backwards, open your chest because it's the opposite from having the arms forward. Or you use these 10 seconds to do nothing but bringing one arm all the way back, dropping it down, bringing the other arm all the way back, dropping it down. This is a really nice reset for the shoulder because in this movement, you're opening the chest, you're lifting the breastbone, and then you bring the shoulder blade down and backwards, and it falls there naturally, so you're not pulling on it. Because what I would like you to get into is nice, effortless posture without straining yourself. Because seriously, if you think, oh, I have to have better posture, you're just going to get tired. Your muscles are going to fatigue, and then you're going to fall back into this. So find the easiest way to sit where you're still upright, and you can let your shoulders drop down easily. And then the most important part is really stay in motion. Don't stay in the same position for 8 hours. Switch out what you're sitting on. You can get a ball, but don't stay with the same thing for too long. Thank you so much.